right, we are now live and we have a quorum. Welcome to the Air Affordable Housing Committee meeting. Because we still are in the pandemic, I'm going to read the remote participation. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, Governor Baker issued an emergency order temporarily suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law. Public bodies otherwise governed by the OML are temporarily relieved from the requirement that meetings be held in public places, open and physically accessible to the public, so as long as the measures are taken to ensure public access to the body's deliberations. This is through adequate alternative means. This meeting will be broadcast live on Channel 8 and on Zoom. The public may participate remotely by following the call-in information on the bottom of the live broadcast screen. For Zoom meeting information relating to the remote participation, please contact Cindy Knox, the IT director at cknox@ayer.ma.us, or call 978-772-8220, extension 123. Or Alicia Hershey, Community Development Program Manager at ahershey@ayer.ma.us, or call 978-772-8220, extension 142 prior to the meeting. All right, well, thank you, everybody. I'd like everybody on the committee to introduce themselves, please. How about if we start with Ron, seeing that he matches blue and blue and blue.
Blue and blue. Hi, it's Ron Morrison.
All right, Karen.
Karen Swanfeld, Council on Aging.
All right, Ken.
And Diskin.
All right, and I'm Janet Providakis, the chair. And with us, we have Alicia. Alicia, the program manager for community development. And we have a guest today too of James Stephen, who we'll be talking to and with and around and everything later on in the meeting. So thank you, everybody. It's good. So I've called the meeting to order, and in the general business of things, we need to approve the agenda. Does anybody have any suggestions, corrections, edits?
I'll make a motion to accept it as written.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Ron? Aye.
Yes, hi.
Karen?
Aye.
Yeah, right. We have to do that, so just in case someone's just listening in, and so they know whose voices are whose. All right, and chair says aye, so it's unanimous. So, all right, next is to approve the minutes for the April 16th meeting. I do have one correction, Alicia. I apologize. The public input section, James O'Connor spells his name O''Conor. Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. But I didn't have any other type of updates. Does anybody else have any corrections or?
I'm good with it.
Okay, can I hear a motion to accept them as amended?
Second.
Ken?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, I think that's everybody anyway, so, all right, moving on. That sounds great. Okay, next on the agenda is always, you know, for the public to give some sort of comment. Is anybody also on the line? Just pausing. All right, if not, you know, definitely if you're watching this, you have a chance to give a call to Alicia. The number was given at the earlier in the meeting, or you can send emails to Alicia or myself, and we'll be able to go ahead and comment back on if you've got a question or a concern and such, because we always do enjoy to get feedback, because that's how we always get better and make us think of things that maybe we haven't thought of. So thank you. All right, so after that comes the Air Springtown Meeting Trust Bylaw Review. We're going to definitely say thank you for all your hard work. We were able to get that bylaw passed. We've had some good conversations since then. I think it was great on the floor. We've got individuals concerned about first-time home buyers and, you know, what might be the opportunities and such. So these are nice tasks to be able to have when the Board of Trustees goes ahead and starts. They'll be starting with projects in hand. So I think that that works out really well. How did everybody else think that the town meeting went? I know Karen, you were busy. So I don't know if Danny, reported back to anything, but any other feedback from those that were there?
Thought it went really well. We got what we wanted out of it, I think.
It was positively received from what Danny shared with me, and that was the main goal.
Mhm.
I like that. I congratulate you again for all your hard work, and it's great to put something together with months of work and then see it go through.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
no,
thank you, Janet. You rock.
like I said, I can't do it without you guys at all. And especially too with Alicia. I mean, it's like, this is what makes it work. I think we all have the same goal in mind. So thank you. And it's like, okay. I know, like I said, I did hear some of the comments, where you've got people who truly want to live, within this town, and they, we need to find ways to make it affordable for them. So I think that that was great. And it's like, oh, James, did you wanted to say anything or?
No, no more than I enjoyed the presentation that was made at the town meeting. And it was informational and it piqued my interest. So I'm just behind everything to make our town one of the best places to live myself.
Yeah, well, you got the committee here for it. So I keep telling people that when I first moved here in '95, when I was working in Cambridge, I kept it a secret because I didn't want other people to move out here because it was so good. But people are finding out because we get more and more people from Cambridge, Arlington, Belmont area, moving closer here. So yeah, no, we definitely got a great town. All right, the next is after the bylaw got passed, we had the interviews for the Board of Trustees, and we do have the 3 individuals that the select board has appointed, which was Cindy Lavin, James Driscoll, and Jennifer Kale. And with that, as I stated to the Board of Selectmen, it was very difficult to make those decisions because we had so many great applicants. And this is good because we do have the applicants now, so that with the Board of Trustees, again, they're going to be staggered. So as they are, we've got great names to be able to go ahead and take place of other individuals as they come and go out of the board. So I was just so, I think I said it during the meeting too, I was just so thrilled we had 9 applicants for 3 openings. And that means that people really want to see stuff happen within the town. So again, I thought that that was great. So now that we do have these individuals, I think, I mean, I sent out emails, but Jeff Tillotson is from the planning board. We've got Colleen Kreiser from the Community Preservation Committee, and we have Sean Copeland from the Select Board. So now it's just, like say, the 7th member, which would be from our committee, that we'll need to get, that we'll go ahead and, recommend and have them appoint. So with that, as we're moving forward, I know that I've spoken before that it would be great to have a nice informational session so that some of the terminology, some of the items or the opportunities that we could have, bringing somebody from MHP, Mass Housing Partnership, or someone from CHAPA in, so that we can get, like say, more education, more knowledge, have them come to, say the virtual housing meeting later on, things like that. Have that, but I think it would be great to get a meet and greet between all of us, between the committee as well as the trustees. So that's the next thing that it would be great to find out a best time that the 6 and 5, right, the 11 of us, 12 of us could meet. So what does everybody think? Alicia?
Yes, so the one thing that I don't think we did was when we had the Board of Selectmen appoint them, we didn't have the 3 at-large members. We didn't stagger it. Do we need to do anything to make that so one person's 1 year, one person's 2 year, or any of that kind of stuff, so that we don't have everybody coming? We don't have all new members every time in 2 years.
Yeah, we do need to stagger it. So you're right. We did make them as being both, all 3 of them, or really all of them as 2-year members. What might be good is if we ask the Board of Trustees on how to go ahead and do that. I mean, let them choose amongst themselves of, someone who wants to be just on for 1 year. And again, if they do want to re-up, then they have the chance of doing that, but this way here, just in case it's overwhelming for somebody, or things happen within their lives, they can make that change. What does everybody think? We can make a recommendation, but I think that they need to choose amongst themselves.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to have them choose amongst themselves. Did I refresh my memory, but the limit was 2 years on the original appointment.
Correct.
So in essence, everybody's going to get appointed for 2 years. Is that the idea? And then let them figure if there's a 1, 2, or 3. Can it ever go to 3? I guess no, can never go to 3. Okay, that's a statute.
Yeah, it's a statute, is 2 years.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just leave it at 2 years and see how it morphs, and let them figure it out, I guess.
We can see if there's some natural attrition, and that'll stagger things too.
Right.
I like that idea the best. I think we should leave it with the 2, the 2 years as it is right now. And we're gonna know how it's going. We are, for
Mhm.
now. I mean, it can always be changed after the 2 years.
Mhm. Right, and Ron?
Well, it means that they all have to learn together at the same time. That's a drawback. The new board, right? You'd have 3 new people coming in at the end of 2 years. Is that correct? Or can somebody repeat?
They
We
repeat.
probably should have had 3 of them go 1 year and the rest go 2 years, and then we would be, I know that's hard on the first year, but still.
But
Just,
Yeah, I mean, one good thing about having it, like say the 2 year, and then they can they can re-up again, Ron, to answer your
Okay.
question. All right,
All
so someone really could be on it for multiple years.
Right.
As long as, like I say, they still are.
Because if you don't have somebody left over, it's hard for the new group to, they've just got to relearn everything on their own, basically.
Right.
So I see that as a drawback.
Mhm. And like I say,
But I also see asking now, they all think they've been appointed for 2 years, saying, now, which one of you only wants to do a year? Do you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
no, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
Looks
That's-
like the best answer might be the original thought by Janet. Just make it known to the board they're all there for 2 years, but somewhere after year 1, let's say, they should consider the next set of terms being staggered.
mhm.
So the first year, nothing. And then after year 1, the board has been together. Then they'd put together some kind of regulation that would say, after the end of the second year, half the board will be reappointed for a year and half will be reappointed for 2 years. Something like that. I don't know, just a guess.
okay,
mhm.
But let them, meet, get going, and understand the process. And then, plenty of time, a year from now or more, they can figure out how to do it.
Mm-hmm. And they'll, like you're saying, then they'll be able to get a good sense of how much time it takes. Also, if other things happen within their family life that maybe I want to go ahead and not be part of it. And then the other thing too is I can do some research, but I don't know whether or not the Board of Trustees can have anything like an alternate. You know, James, I'm gonna tap you for this because you're on a Board of Trustees for the fund, correct?
Well, no, the Commissioner of Trust Funds, yes.
Yeah. Do you have anything like an alternate on that Commission on Trust Funds for the?
No. No, what we have is, it's a 3-year term, but almost every year someone's term is up.
Okay.
You know, it's a total election. You're elected for 3 years. But every year, one of the commissioners' term is up. That's the way it was. When I came on, it had been staggered that way.
Okay.
But we don't have any alternates or nothing of that nature.
Right. I mean, the Housing Authority is the same thing. Is like you've got 5 members, and every year someone has to be re-upped one way or another. So
The Council on Aging's board is the same way. It's staggered out. And if they want to renew, like they're renewing Wednesday night, June 1st, anyone whose is up, if you want to renew, they just have to make it known. So the board it can change or it can stay the same.
mhm.
But yeah.
Okay. And then the whole thing too is, say hi, Pat. The whole thing too is, it's not just the 3 at-large members. It's all the members.
Yeah.
Because the Board of Selectmen and CPC, Planning Board, and our committee can go ahead and bring in somebody else new. So I think, so that works out good. So it'll be all 7 members. Okay. So right now, from what I'm hearing, we'll keep it, at the 2-year, but let them know that as the 2-year mark is up, it's going to start getting staggered, where some members, if they want to, just be 1 year, that they're going to have to renew them, if they want to continue doing it, or they can step down. And then the other members would be 2 years. Does that sound about right?
I think it sounds great.
Okay. All right. So how's that sound, Alicia, for?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay. Okay, so with that would be one of the things that we can go ahead and discuss. When would we like to have a joint meeting with all, say, 12 of us? Do we want to try to see if we can do, I'm trying to remember the interview process. We had individuals during the day, we had individuals at night.
You want to make your June 18th meeting a night meeting, but that's a Friday, so we should move it to the middle of the week on June 18th. So the week of, oh, this is actually a problem.
Yeah, because we've got the, what's it face, the conference, the virtual conference or whatever.
The 18th is actually a holiday also, guys.
Oh, yes, it is.
So.
It is?
that's out. Yeah.
What holiday?
The governor declared that an additional, excuse me, an additional holiday, Juneteenth.
I thought that was the 15th. Oh,
Well,
I'm-
because of the weekend.
No, it's actually the 19th, but it's,
Right.
we're gonna celebrate it on the 18th.
Yeah.
And it was passed that it's now a state holiday.
Yeah.
What's the name of the holiday?
Juneteenth.
Juneteenth.
I gotta
Look
find
it
out.
up
Sounds like-
on the internet, you'll know.
You'll see.
it's
It's like-
the, yeah, it's, what do you call it? It's the new holiday, because I believe that's when Texas finally approved all the slaves are emancipated, and Texas was the last one outstanding. And
Mhm.
so, you're right, it was June 19th. I don't know why I had June 15th in my head. Okay, so with that, so the 18th is going to be a holiday, so that means we can't have our meeting either.
So
I
do you
think we
wanna
should
do it-
meet, I think we should meet on the 18th and commemorate the holiday by saying we're putting in time as a volunteer for affordable housing, which promotes the concept of the holiday in a roundabout way.
I'm game.
No, I'm not.
Exactly, you're an employee, so. what difference does it make? You know?
Well, just to let you know, yeah, I got to work too on the 19th, so, All
I
right,
can, I'm gonna take most of the day off. I'm only gonna work 12 hours.
Right.
Oh, only 12?
I know when I tried finding you yesterday, you were nowhere to be found. You were out showing
I was-
houses.
Yeah, no, I was moving yesterday.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Moved one street over,
Oh, okay. I didn't even-
$4,000 later.
It's amazing how it adds up. All right, so let's go back to when would be a good time to have our next meeting and possibly a joint meeting.
We could do. How do you feel about the 23rd?
I mean,
For
Wednesday.
our
Wait,
meeting?
wait, no, Ken can't do Wednesdays.
I need to reach out to
can
Carly.
do-
We're gonna
We can
do,
do Wednesday nights, not during the day.
Okay,
let me see, I'm gonna reach out to Carly and see what is available
all right.
in the weeks, in the week of the 14th through the 24th. How's that?
Okay, what we could do is we could probably, let's focus in on the week of the 21st. How's that sound?
Okay.
All right,
You want to do it, try to get it at night for convenience for the other people? Or
I think that would be the
Yeah.
best.
Fine with me.
Fine with me.
All right, so let's see if like I say, the 23rd is open.
So there is a chance, wait a minute, there's something more complicated about this.
All right,
Hold on, I'm in my email, so let me just get out of here. Okay, hold on. There is a chance that we will be in person by then.
right. That's another
So,
thing.
because on the 15th, if they don't actually rescind this, they're gonna take away the state of emergency.
Right,
And if they don't make exceptions, we will not be allowed to go back to Zoom because Zoom is not part of the state law for, it's only in the emergency
Mhm.
declaration.
mhm.
So I'm gonna suggest that I talk downstairs with people before we kind of pick out dates. But the consensus is that we would like to meet as a joint meeting, probably in the evening. So that we can just go over things. And I'll get back to you. I'm going away I'm away tomorrow. I'm away on Tuesday.
Do you want me to follow up with Carly?
Yeah, if you want to touch base with Carly tomorrow, I
Mhm.
mean, but the real thing is, are we gonna be in person?
Well, again, we won't know until town council gives the guidance to Robert.
Yeah, so she might say, Lisa, I don't know, and we can do it next week too. If we think that we might have more information by next week.
Well, again, it can't be rescinded until after the 15th, because that's when the governor's is.
Yeah, he's not very fast about telling us what we're doing, is he?
So with that, and then, once that happens, then town council will give the okay to Robert. And I don't know if Board of Health, chimes in as well, but that's why if we plan for the 23rd, we can plan one or the other type of meeting. But it would be great to have it in person. And I was thinking maybe even do something like have some sort of stuff to eat.
Ooh,
Maybe pizza or something.
I have a question. The
Go ahead,
first,
Jay.
the first week of July, will that be non-permissible for us? That'll give us a little more time to get it together. I'm not sure if that would work for us, the meeting dates, because I'm not sure if you could wait that long. But I'm just thinking if we could do it the first week of July, that may in turn give you a little more time, because if the governor decide to come on 16, 17, 18, and then time it trickle down, maybe push for time. That's my opinion.
All right. Well, what we could do too then, James, is instead of being, say, the first week in July, maybe that last week in June, the week of the 28th.
Right, yeah, well, that will work, yes. I'm just saying, give you a little time so you won't be cut so short.
yep.
All right, I'll check with Carly to see the week of the 21st or the 28th, what evenings are open.
Yeah. and whether we'll be in person or not.
Okay,
Okay.
Well, she probably won't know that yet.
yeah, she won't know that, but at least we can go ahead and say we'd like it to be. So,
That should be a good week because all the committees have their meetings like the 1st and 3rd, 2nd and 4th, so most of the stuff is done by the 28th automatically,
correct.
the scheduled meetings.
Yep, I agree. So, and then, like I say, that gives a little more time for the governor information to trickle on down, as you guys are talking about. So, all right, I think that works out good. Okay, so what I'll do is, I'll go ahead and let you guys know what are the dates, and I'll send out a joint email to everybody, the Board of Trustees, saying, come on in. And I think it would be nice. I mean, am I wrong? I think it would be nice to have something like pizza and, something.
I think that's wonderful. That's
Okay.
the way things should be. I'll be happy to deliver.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and have you pick up. All right, and Ron's gonna bring chocolate,
Right,
Sure.
Hershey's.
Hershey's chocolate. Okay, and let's see what other type of goodies that we can go ahead and get. I think that would be nice. All right, so this way here, if it ends up being, a little bit longer of a meeting because of everybody's, giving their feedback, saying hi, and such. I think that would be good to be a little more comfortable and such. All right. All right, so that's my to-do to go ahead and make sure on that. And then, like I say, what I'd like to do then is just reach out to Shelley from Mass Housing Partnership and see if sometime in July or whatever, she'd like to go ahead and do something so that everybody can understand what is a little bit more in depth of, now that we do have the housing trust, what are our next steps?
Mhm.
All right, okay. All right, well, seeing that, we're jumping through all this stuff and everything. I don't have anything else with regards to the joint meeting unless anybody does. I want to go ahead and I know everybody's had a chance to read what Mr. James Stephen has gone ahead and sent to us and such. And we'd like to see whether or not he'd like to become part of the Affordable Housing Committee. And
Excuse me, Janet, I just got bounced out. I missed everything. My screen froze, so I apologize.
all right, so you back?
Am I back?
Yeah, I see you. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
All right. Well, I just wanted to go ahead and say, we want to talk about and whether or not everybody's in unison of having Mr. Stephen go ahead and joining the group here.
Can we ask him?
Does he
some of
want to
his-
join?
Do you want to talk a little bit about yourself and your interest in affordable housing, Mr. Stevens?
Well, I can say a little thing about it. I have not paid that much attention to affordable housing in the past. I haven't heard talk that much about it, but being on and around town, I was on the finance committee for about 8 or 9 years. I'm currently on the capital funds committee, and I'm also a elected commissioner of trust funds. Those are my current duties. I like being in a place to where you try to participate, instead of sitting back and saying what should be done. I like to try to do what I think I can do and try to share in making things better. I know some place I read where I guess, I don't know if it's this committee or the trustees, where you need to be a builder or a contractor, but a construction, I am not neither one of those. I have a degree in accounting, but I'm not I'm not a builder. So I hope I will be able to add something to the committee. And I'm willing to give it all I got and try. And I would like to be a part of it.
All right, that sounds great. I'm a florist that in my background, but we've got Ken for being the builder. So that, and I think Ron, he definitely has got all the real estate knowledge in his, I would say, back pocket. And Karen definitely knows the heartbeat of the community. So with that, it would be great if you want to join us. And I know I'm going to say it would be great if you do join us, James. How about anybody else?
I totally agree. Mr. Stevens, and I've talked with his wife for years. I think you would be a great asset to this team. Your sense of humor is wonderful.
Thank you.
Always need that on board. And I just, yes, I would love to have you as part of this group.
I was impressed. I was impressed by the resume, James, and
Thanks.
But- thought it was quite extensive. And although it doesn't necessarily have a lot to do with affordable housing,
Right.
as they say, it's not brain surgery. So I think if you were successful in those other endeavors, you'll do really well on the committee. I'd be all for it as well.
Thank you.
My feeling also is this group, as Janet said, the heartbeat of Ayer. Ayer really needs a group of folks that we're all thinking in the same manner and we work well as a team. And I just think that you're going to be a perfect fit.
Thank you.
I have a couple of things to mention. When I first started going to town, I've lived in town since about, I guess, 2004 or 2000. I can't remember if it's 2 or 4, but when I first started going to town meetings, Mr. Stephen was a member of the finance committee around that time. And one thing I can remember was his articulate presentation of the facts of the finance committee and what they studied. So I always remembered your name. Even when you weren't on the committees, I was always thinking in my mind, where is James Stephen? Because I remember the factual presentations, the well-spoken thoughts, and I think you're a great asset to the town and can't miss on this committee. So
Well, thank you.
I would love to have you here.
All right. So I'll go ahead and have a motion to accept Mr. James Stephen as a member on this committee. Can I get someone to make a motion and second it?
I will make a motion to accept James Stevens to the Affordable Housing Committee.
Second.
Second.
All right. And all in favor?
Aye.
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 It's unanimous. Well, welcome aboard. And let me just ask you this, because I want to make sure we do this right. Would you like to be called James or Mr. Stephen?
James.
Okay, just wanted to make sure because
No, that's fine. We don't have to worry about the handle part, the Mr. part. I'll take James.
all right, just don't call me late for dinner.
Yeah,
There you go.
Alicia's going to tell us you have to go to the Board of Selectmen, I think.
True. We're going to go ahead and we'll put that down on the docket for the select board so that they know and they'll give you their kudos as well. So
Thanks.
all right, welcome aboard. I think, again, this is a great committee. We're trying to make such a difference. And I'm going to blame Alan Minoyan, who's sitting behind Alicia, because, yes, you, Alan.
Here he is. It's Alan.
Because of, with the master plan and such, the presentation that he did back in 2017 to say, we had all this great information in the older master plan, how much of it really got implemented. So I give this team credit for taking something by the bull by the horn and moving forward, that we're able to go ahead now and start doing stuff to make a difference in the town. So I agree. That's a good committee. Yeah. I'm not going to cry. Okay. So with that, welcome aboard, and now I'm going to move on to the next item in the agenda. Which
Can I
is,
ask a quick question?
go ahead.
This is just for information for James. Maybe Alicia could, and probably maybe you're going to think about it already, but we do get some communication. I get it anyway through my email from that chapter group, from associated housing groups. So I'm assuming James is going to want that stuff and he's probably eager to see it. So
Well,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
on the next thing that's
yeah.
coming up, which is the Housing Institute. And I just sent out an email to all of you, but James, because you weren't on it, I didn't, but I knew that I would do it right after I voted you in.
Thank-
It's gonna be 3 afternoons, 3 Thursday afternoons next month. And because it's virtual and Zoom, there is no fee for it this year, as far as I can tell. And you can go sign up for whichever afternoons you want, and they show you the agenda. So I'm gonna let everybody, usually I sign you up, but this time I'm gonna let you all sign up because there are no fees, so that all you have to do is click and you give them your email address, then they'll send you for which ones you wanna do. And then they'll send you the link themselves. And when they do that, you will start getting stuff from MHP, which is Mass Housing Partnership. And then we'll hook you up with CHAPA and all that sort of thing too.
Oh, they do that too as well?
No,
Yeah. Go ahead, sorry.
who does what?
MHP will hook you up with CHAPA?
No, I said we will.
Oh, we will. Okay, yeah, good. That's
So-
what I got down here.
So I'll receive the initial information I need to be able to sign up. Thank you.
Yes, and that Housing Institute, almost everybody's been to it, and it's every June. And it's a really good introduction to housing programs and protocol in Massachusetts. And if you have the time to join any of the meetings, it would be great.
Great, thank you.
Mhm.
I think one of the things that was important for me at the start was to get over all these acronyms and understand what, I think we're still getting over them, but all these, letters that stand for organizations, and state agencies, or whatever. So we understand that there's so many of these agencies involved with housing, and we can reach out and get information.
You remember we started a list of acronyms and definitions when we started?
Yeah.
And we probably haven't been as good at keeping it up, but I'll send that along to you too, James. And when we meet in person, I'll put together a folder for you, because that's what we do, is we use a folder so that you can keep track of everything,
Thank you.
meetings and things like that. So I'll get that put together to you, but I'll send along the acronyms, because that might be a good cheat sheet to start out with.
I have to throw in a funny, James. It's not a folder. It's a binder, Alicia, with all of our memoirs in it.
I'll take whatever it is, I'll take it. I'm not criticizing.
The 3-ring binder. Oh, yes. And the other thing too is, I know that with doing some of the research, I've gone ahead and collected some websites. And I know
good.
that I've gone ahead and sent it to others on the committee. I'll send them on to you too as well, James. Even if you get a duplicate, at least now, you've got it all covered.
That's great.
All right. Okay, how many people do you think they're gonna sign up for? I know I am.
I am.
Yeah, I'll sign up.
All right.
Yep.
This will be good.
I think it's good to sign up, and then, like Leisha said, take a look at the agenda. And maybe we don't go to every one, but
Well, the funny thing is, you have to sign up for each day separately.
okay.
So you can actually pick and choose, and because usually I think we pay $25 or $50 usually to go, but you go and they give you food and things like that.
Yeah.
In Devon's, but this time it's all virtual. So I didn't see any place where they said, you're gonna need to send in money. So I thought you might be better off. If anybody gets a bill, send it to me, because we'll take care of it. But
Any
I
bill,
don't think there's any fees.
Was that
That-
Ron?
any bill or just the bill? Just,
Any bill.
It's that Hershey's chocolate.
yeah. Big bill in the office here.
What was the question you had, James?
Add to the joke. I thought she asked about American Express bills. I was just adding to the joke.
Well, Edith did go shopping, right?
Yes.
All
But then
right.
I was just thinking second thought, I think not, because that's all you see on the TV about some of these politicians putting their hand in the wrong place. So I said not, I don't want anything.
Safer. Let's go. All right, so I think that works out good. And so we'll be seeing everybody's name on the little participants or whatever. So I'll put in a different name and see what ends up happening. All right, so that's that item on the agenda. We've got discussions of old business and new business. Anything that people want to bring up for old business? I'm trying to, oh, there is something. Alicia, you want to give them the good news?
Yes. So we had our housing production plan approved yesterday. I think it was yesterday. We had to make one change, and Alan and I made it, and I hope it's okay with you, because I did, and I sent it in for them to look at, and they said, oh, this is great, we'll take it. And I didn't run it by you guys because I thought it was kind of a temporary thing, but I don't think it's a big deal. So in the housing production plan, there's a space where you have to identify locations in town that the town is interested in seeing a 40B developed.
Okay,
And a 40B, James, is a comprehensive permit, state permit that allows for affordable housing to be built. And when the developer builds it, they get to bypass much of town zoning. So that's just a really quick view of this. But, and they're often bigger complexes because they have affordable housing. Sometimes they're nonprofit, sometimes they're for-profit. An example of a for-profit 40B is the Willows. I don't know if you know the Willows out on
Littleton line.
Yeah, Littleton. Yeah, I remember.
Oh, yeah, yes, I've seen
And
it.
even Autumn Ridge has affordable units in it. So that was probably done under a comprehensive permit as well. Those are for sale units. They also can do rental units. But anyway, so the town has multiple times talked to developers, one out on Littleton Road, actually Littleton Line Apartments, and on Fitchburg Road multiple times about putting in 40Bs in different parcels there. So Alan and I just wrote a very general comment that DHCD saw that the form-based code encourages density and also will be used our inclusionary zoning, but that wasn't what they were asking for. They were asking for where we would be, find it acceptable to put a 40B. And we said that in general, we thought a 40B on one of the parcels on either, both 2A, one's Littleton Road and one's Fitchburg Road,
Right.
be the area that we were looking at as possible 40B. We would consider 40B projects. And so we left it still general, that we didn't say one particular parcel or anything like that, because we've not reached out to the owners or anything, and they said that was fine. So we just identified Fitchburg Road and Littleton Road as good spots for possible 40Bs.
And that was the only thing you needed to add
That was
to,
the only thing we needed to change. And remember, Blair said, oh, they always kick this back. So, we did well.
Yeah, but we used ourselves as well as Blair, so that's the difference.
You know what? I got ready to send this in and realized it said draft all over it.
Oh.
And then I'm like, okay, because Blair sent it to me as the final piece. And so then I went back and changed all that. And then I realized that it really gave all the credit to MRPC for drafting it. And I actually gave the first credit to the Ayer Affordable Housing Committee and then MRPC. So I changed that too. So, but I didn't think you guys would care about that.
I thought it was going to be Alan Minoyan first, then the Affordable Housing Committee,
I didn't give him any.
then MRPC.
I didn't give
get
him.
it behind you.
The editorial comments. The Great Junction.
The Great Junction. Nice signs downtown. Very, very nice.
Love those. I love those signs. Yep, beautiful.
You're welcome. Has everybody seen them?
Yes.
They're beautiful.
Yes. So, all right, celebrate the 150. All right, so that was great for being, good news for the old business. Like I say, things that we said we needed to do for the master plan, they're getting accomplished. So
Yeah,
it's nice,
yeah.
nice to have that checklist with the checks. Yes. So thank you, everybody. Anything else for old business?
I was gonna ask Alicia and Alan if anything further on the Fitchburg Road stuff at all.
Here, let me.
Or, and I guess
Alan's
it
having trouble
was gonna
hearing,
be,
so let me just-
my question would be more of a general question. Since we put in the inclusionary zoning, has anyone shown an interest in that kind of mathematics? Because the OSIDs we're getting, they really haven't shown an interest in adding, extra units to get a bonus based on inclusionary zoning.
What's an
You heard, guys,
OSID?
excuse me?
What's the OSID?
Oh, excuse me, open space residential development, the new subdivisions that are going in.
Hi, thank you.
So of the subdivisions that are going in, I'll use a better term. There is an option, I believe, to get a bonus units if you include the affordable aspect, but we haven't heard it as a planning board. I was wondering if the office had heard anything from anyone else about using that feature.
No, we haven't, but, we have a couple of truly prospective developers looking out on West Main Street, out in our West Air Village with the new
Right.
Florence code and the infrastructure. Do have a party there proposing pretty substantial, still though very, truly prospective. But they're talking some units, and Alicia and I did mention, they did actually respond favorably to the fact that they may have that opportunity to escalate the density.
Okay,
And it does, and they did see it as an attractive feature, why to do this in Air. And we're getting a little bit of that with folks poking around downtown still at some sites. But just really kicking the tires, Ken, truly prospective. Yeah.
okay.
So I actually want to push back on you, Ken. So how far along did the gardeners go? Because the gardeners that project requires
Okay.
affordable units.
So the gardeners went through a step that was required to get a special permit for parking and have never come back with a site plan approval. I
Oh, okay. So when they do the site plan approval.
believe that's
gonna-
accurate, Alan. I think that's accurate. Yeah, so they took a step with an attorney, because he's an attorney too, but to make sure they had the offsite parking that needed a special permit. But the site plan drawings have not come in as far as I know.
So do you have a process when that comes through because to trigger the inclusionary zoning?
Well, he's coming in under the form-based code. So,
But it
Yeah.
still triggers inclusionary zoning.
excuse me?
It should still trigger inclusionary
Oh,
zoning.
yeah, he'll have to do the mathematics, right?
Yeah.
And he's aware of that. Or and any applicant downtown would be aware of that, yeah. But
Just one quick-
he's got a number of problems because the site has to fit first. So he needs to do a site plan associated with the size of the building and the number of parking spaces, which he's kind of overcome the parking, but the next real step will be, I believe, a site plan from whoever it might be. That it fits and it's this size and it's got a, whatever it needs, handicap access, ramps, fire service, all that stuff. And then the rest will come with it. Yes, the count will include the number of units that need to be affordable.
And just a quick update on that, you brought it up. The gardeners have now sold that property.
Okay, so there you go.
They're out, but there'll be another party that is, again, they bought it because of the already, preliminary conceptual, plans for it. So we'll be dealing with another party on that.
That's fine.
Although the son, Tom, may still be involved. Yes,
Right. Yeah, the architectural background or whatever. Yeah.
yes.
So I guess my concern is that, the bylaw's been in place for a while, just to get James updated on that. We changed some bylaws a couple of years ago to give developers coming into town an opportunity to get more units in a project if they included the it's a requirement, no, it's a requirement. If you build multifamily units, you have to have a certain amount of affordable.
Mhm.
But we haven't really seen that someone come in with that kind of an application. I guess that's what I'm getting at,
Mm.
to the best of my knowledge, anyway.
So
You guys are concurring that there's nothing like that sitting there ready to come out. So what I was thinking ahead on is that it would be nice if there was something when the Board of Trustees and we get together that we can start to put our teeth into that say, okay, this is going to come up, and how do we, start getting more educated about it, and so forth. But that's I know ahead of the game, but
So there's two different things. You asked about Fitchburg Road, and the developer has moved to the state looking for their eligibility letter. If you
Okay,
remember
good.
when we met with the zoning board and learned about how the full comprehensive permit works, the next
Mhm.
step, once the developer has completed their preliminary plans, is to file with the state and get an eligibility letter. They did that, at least 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay, so that's good. It's still
Yeah.
moving. Something's moving. Great.
Yeah, so that is starting to move, and the other thing is with the eligibility letter, that one. Oh,
Look at
I
me.
know what I wanted to talk about is that do think we need to be moving with the trust regarding the rental assistance, because we do
Right.
have some people that could really, even if we start out with just the 30,000, and I know Janet wants to talk about this, talking about getting a rental assistance, we have some possible families that might get displaced at some point, and being able to help them get into some rental
Mhm.
would be important. So that might be what we start talking about too, is how we work with the trust to make that move forward.
Because there are some families that may be getting evicted from their places. And with that, they would need to go somewhere. And if they are looking for rentals within the town, to be able to assist them with the first month, last month, to security deposit, stuff that they do not have for financial aid. So that would be something that we could go ahead and talk about. And then, it would be up to the Board of Trustees then to, request additional funds from the Community Preservation Act, those funds to go ahead and keep putting monies into the Housing Trust. One thing though that Ken, I did want to mention, if with this inclusionary zoning, that if they do not opt to put in these additional houses, the affordable houses, they have to give funds, right? I mean, it's either one or the other.
They have the option, right?
Okay, and those funds would go into the housing trust.
I believe that's the way we'd like to see it go, yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
We do need to look at that again, because I'm not sure that the formula that we put in that bylaw comes up with what I consider a fair in lieu of payment. That's something that we can report back on. Ken, do you remember how that was written?
It was written fairly, I'm going to tell you, I don't remember exactly, but I'm going to tell you that I think it's pretty open.
Oh, good.
The fee may not be cast in stone right now. That
Okay,
it's a project by project thing. I think that's kind of the way we wanted it. We don't have a number there, I don't think, right now.
I think we should get some policy put together for that then, so that we can be even-handed.
But if you recall, when we went to one of the seminars, the I want to say the planner expert was from not Gloucester, one of the towns, Sit from Salisbury spoke. They had collected so much money, they didn't know what they were trying to figure out what to do with it from this aspect of the in-kind funds, whatever you could call that thing. So I know it's almost like the kind of thing you have to get one project going someplace, multifamily, and have someone start that pool That's what I was hoping will happen, but I want to just go back a little bit on the inclusionary zoning. So the latest subdivision that we're going to see is, going to be across from the high school. And that developer came right in, and we asked him about several things, and he basically told us, I'm a single family builder. That's what he does, and that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to build, he's just not in the business of building multifamily. He doesn't build two family, he builds single family. So if that's what we continue to get, is what I'm getting at, and we don't get developers who do build multifamily, that the bonus units may never be taken advantage of. So that's why I'm kind of interested in tracking that.
And that's why we're hoping, Ken, that the West Air Village form-based code and the downtown Park Street form-based
Yeah.
code
Could do it.
are gonna hopefully be enough as an incentive to get that type of density down and right, and hopefully, get everything juiced up.
But what I'm getting at is I wouldn't mind seeing the density in many different places in town, not just where we allow the extra density, say downtown or West Main Street. I wouldn't mind seeing it in other areas of town, but
So
whatever.
Ken, this is something that I've talked to Mark about, and Alan and I have talked to Mark about, and we've talked at our land use meetings about when they're doing the OSRD, which is the open space development, when they're qualifying under the OSRD. There are towns that think of affordable housing as something that any builder, whether they're building single family home or multifamily homes, should be participating in some way, whether they're doing it in lieu of payment, whether they're building one duplex in there, whatever they're doing that they should be doing. And that is the next question that we should be talking about on our zoning bylaw.
Okay, well, that's a thought, but that's not the way I work. So I believe in the free market, and the people come in and tell us what they want to build.
Okay, well, but that's part of the conversation that we have within the community. What do people want to see their zoning to say?
Right.
And I don't have any problems with people having that conversation, and if that's what they want, that's what they want.
Yeah.
So. But
Okay, it's good. It's all good. I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Okay. All right, okay. I think, again, this here tells us that there are still, what do I want to call it? Little tweaks that need to happen throughout everything as we move forward. So this is good conversations to be having, and especially with the community and such. Hence why it's good to have, these public meetings. And it'd be great if we get everything opened up again so that we can meet downtown at the hall and such.
Yeah, it's so much better when you're at a table, even the conversation we're having now, to have like a map of the town in front of us all, that we would point around and think about sections of the town. It's just so much better to get familiar and with a hands-on approach. This approach, I'm fortunate I did use the computer a lot in my job, so it's not uncomfortable for me, but the last set of drawings, I got a full set of drawings. It was great to take them home and open them up, put them on a table and write on them the way I'm used to doing. And,
well, it might be 2 weeks away, so.
And that's all for Zero Washington, right?
What's that?
yes,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that Ken was able to put his hands on the map and how it was going to get laid out. So, all right. With regards to the new business, like I say, I know that we are going to be getting requests from certain individuals that are going to be asked to leave. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but Alicia and Alan, they're going to be given approximately a year that they're going to need to leave Mimi's place. Pardon?
We don't know how long it is, and
Okay.
it hasn't been generated yet, so.
Okay, all right, so with that, like I say, I know we'll probably be getting some applications. Alicia does have, some from, I believe, Groton. I know that I've got some from different communities as well that will be looking at the application process. So with that, that would be something that we'll be working with the Board of Trustees on, to get that application process locked down so that as these start coming in, we can go through the qualifications and such. So again, that's what we have on our list to do. Is there anything else that people have for new business? All right, well, I believe we are at 4 o'clock. Whoa! This is what we like, a lot of work being done within the hour. I'll go ahead and I will check to see when our next meeting will be, and I'll let everybody know what the opportunities are. We're going to be looking for a nighttime meeting so that we can have it as being a joint meeting, and hopefully we can meet down at the town hall. Does anybody have anything else? All right, then can I hear a motion to adjourn? Uh-oh, I hear Carly's voice in the background.
Motion to adjourn.
All right, Ron,
Yes, I make the motion to adjourn the meeting.
you got it, Ron, and Ken seconded, and I don't think we have to do all in favor, but I think everybody's in favor.